Welcome back to the channel. No time to explain. Smash the like and subscribe button, and I will see you after the break. And welcome back to the channel. Again, if you're not subscribed, it's free. Go ahead and hit that button. Is there a market reversal pending? You see my little graphic right here? See, it's not a sinking ship. It looks like a sinking ship, but it's steadied. You know, we're not in smooth sailing territory just yet. Quick word on well, your safety, frankly. I'm on Unstoppable Domains right now, and if you search for mineyour.biz, guess what? Many people own Unstoppable Domains with mineyour.biz. There's mineyourbiz.x, .crypto, .nft, and .wallet. If anybody posing to be me asks you to send crypto to these wallets, don't do it. I'm not the person that owns them. Why? Because I don't want to have my Ethereum or my Polygon address associated with a domain name. So those have already been purchased. They haven't been minted yet. Perhaps somebody will do that in the near future. Maybe somebody from the audience is doing that and they intend to offer them to me as a gift, or perhaps try to squeeze me to buy those. That's not on my roadmap. I don't plan to do that. Not for any of the Unstoppable Domains that live with just one EVM address. There's no privacy associated with that. And the moment that I do that, guess what? Everybody knows that address. Everybody can just send spam to it. That's not something I'm prepared to do right now. So audience, if you're seeing anybody approach you in DMs or on Telegram or anywhere else claiming to be me, don't fall for it. I don't run a DAO. I don't have a coin, and I don't have my own personal NFT project that I'm trying to sell to anybody. So I have no business showing you a domain name like this and pretending to ask for handouts there. Just wanted to make sure you stay safe, guys. Really, keep your head on a swivel. People are going to start getting really, really desperate as markets continue to grab sideways. All right, 3 indicators that some people are saying show bullishness for Bitcoin. 3-week NASDAQ, the 1-year hodl wave at all-time high, and the 3-week Bitcoin vortex bull cross, building macro bullish momentum. Guys, this is TA beyond my comprehension. But the point is, these 3 indicators, when they come in rapid succession, apparently show a breakout moment for Bitcoin, as you can see right here. There's the Bitcoin and versus the Bitcoin price right there. So boom, up, 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 and apparently we've hit all 3 of these markers yet again recently. Does that mean that we're definitely going to return to bull conditions, or there will definitely be a price run up? I'm taking that with a grain of salt. Any number of things can happen, and I've been taking profits when I felt it was necessary to take profits. I think you should do the same. Now that I mention that, is that financial advice that I hear? Nope, it's not. It's just some dude on YouTube saying that he likes to take profit when it makes sense to take profit. I've made those mistakes in the past. Never again, right? I would like to think that I learned from my mistakes. That was a mistake. Hodling certain coins well past their best possible profit-taking point, and I'm just not going to let myself fall into that pitfall again. Guys, Fear and Greed Index for today is 27. Yesterday it was 24, and down from 28. Actually had a little spike up to 28 from 24, or rather dropping back down to 24. It's kind of popping back up. And I suspect that with the current Bitcoin price action, we're going to continue to see that trend well, reverse, right? We're going to see people's spirits move towards greed away from fear. Here's kind of the interesting thing, though. With a current admitted inflation rate of 8.5%, it's very likely double-digit inflation here in the United States for the US dollar. With an admitted inflation rate of 8.5%, what do numbers like that really mean? Well, it actually means that what we consider to be $41,000 or $41,327 as of the time of recording is not really $41,000 as we used to know it last year. It's actually at least 8.5% less, worth 8.5% less than the last time that it was at $41,000 in 2021. So take that with a grain of salt. We would have to recover a lot of ground to actually create a brand new level of value being unlocked by Bitcoin right now. And it's not that I'm like pessimistic about the thing as much as I'm trying to be very realistic about the facts that our unit of account is currently broken. It's in the process of breaking down. So be very careful about how you denominate your money in your portfolio, especially when denominating in US dollars. Do be sure to run those calculations in whatever service you're using or whatever spreadsheets you're using. Run the added number of a multiplier of 1.085 at least, possibly more, to see, did I actually hit the numbers that I wanted to? Because if you didn't, well, we got some splaining to do, got some reckoning to do, right? We need to rectify those accounts, make sure that we're actually okay. But, stay safe. Have we broken out? I think it's probably safe to say that we've broken out 2 days up outside of this pattern. Rather, 3 days up outside of this pattern. It looked like we were in for a reversal a couple of days ago, just based on this very, very simple view here. And it looks like the MACD is moving towards a convergence event and flipping potentially into bullishness. I think only one more day, and we're in good shape, at least from the way that we look at the charts here on this channel, to say definitively, like, yep, we're in a bullish pattern, right? We might be moving up instead of moving generally down. I'm very, very loath to admit that, though. And here's why. We had that breakout a few weeks ago, and yeah, it was 3 days, but then fourth day down. And I would not be shocked if we continue to see that and revert back into the mid 30,000s before long, maybe in a day or two. So anybody who's telling you like, oh my gosh, it's amazing, I'm like, yeah, it's absolutely gonna rip, and yeah, you don't understand, Bitcoin can still do 100K this year. I'm not buying it. I just don't see it, guys. And I'm not a technician, but we've got way too many conditions right now in the markets that to make me feel confident in that kind of an analysis. Let's talk about news, though. That's what tends to also affect people's fear and greed index, or people's emotions. And the attacker who drained $182 million from the Beanstalk stablecoin protocol, this is a couple of days old at this point over on CoinDesk, but apparently it's the second 9-figure DeFi exploit in a month. I don't know. It's rough. In particular, this is an algo stable, and this is one of the reasons that algorithmic stablecoins are so incredibly difficult to endorse, because there are occasionally some vulnerabilities that aren't apparent right away, and then when they do become apparent, it's too late, right? A flash loan style attack or a flash attack of some type, and within seconds, right? 12 to 14-ish second block time on Ethereum, and within seconds, tens, hundreds of millions of dollars of value gone, right? 9-figure exploits, and clearing people out entirely. So these audits are becoming increasingly important, guys. Web3 is just going to be, it's all going to be about smart contract auditing, and he who has the best auditors wins, hopefully. So yeah, it's a little bit unfortunate. We could track this down, but if you just follow the links down in the description of this video, you'll be able to see that Etherscan address for yourself. This, of course, is prompting action from the U.S. government. Several organizations are warning that there's a threat of cryptocurrency, right? There's a threat of cryptocurrency theft and the tactics used by some groups like the North Korean state-sponsored group Lazarus, the Lazarus Group. They're also known as APT38, Blue Noroff, and Stardust Colima. So you got to be aware of any of those names. You might even want to put that into your whatever your search list or your block list, depending on your filters for social media, if you don't want to hear too much more about it, or if you want to pay attention to what's happening there. But apparently, the Treasury Department tied Lazarus to a $625 million theft of crypto from the Ronin bridge that is attached to Axie Infinity. So when did play to earn became play to get burned? Oh, somebody NFT that and then send me a copy. Oh, wait, you can't, because I don't have, a publicly doxed address there, and I won't for a while. Maybe I should just get one just for that purpose. Maybe I will go buy some domain names so that other fakers stop buying them all up, but nah, I don't see it. Anyway, play to get burned. That's what happened to these guys. And of course, that in turn has prompted the IMF to say the adoption of crypto could undermine political power, and they urge global standards. Am I kind of like riffing stream of consciousness at this point? Yes, I am, guys, getting through a couple of these news articles because I want to get to our portfolios today. But the IMF is saying the adoption of crypto could undermine political power. Yeah, that was the point. So check in with Satoshi. He just called and says he wants his manifesto back. BlockchainAssociation.org has released this brand new comment after the SEC issued a request for comments in relation to Rule 3B-16 under the Securities and Exchange Act of 1934. So they just published this. I am publishing it for you, or rather, I'm propagating the signal out to you, lovely audience. Here's what I want you to do is some homework. I'd like you to read the entire thing. Let me know your comments down in the description or down below this video. Tell me what you think about the Blockchain Association association's work so far. They're a lobby group here in the United States that is tasked with being proponents for cryptocurrency, sound cryptocurrency regulation, so that we don't get taken off guard by some of the terribly, terribly worded stuff that the SEC has proposed over the last months and years. The Blockchain Association, as far as I can tell so far, does aim to do some really good work and try to put the interests of its constituents first, and not just larger VC-backed groups, but the at-home miner, the person who is interested in just participating in DeFi or in connecting to a remote node without being labeled some kind of money changer because they happen to run a full copy of the blockchain or whatever else. So they are in tune with how blockchain actually works, with how second layer solutions such as Lightning Network actually work, and I believe that they do have our interests at heart. But I want you to read that entire thing. I'm going to do the same thing a little later on today as I have a little bit more time, but I just wanted to show you that that is available now, published yesterday, April 18th. Additionally, just lost my article there. Okay, there we are. Metamask. They released its responsible disclosure, and this is a couple of days old at this point as well. They released a little love note to their users saying that if you have enabled iCloud backup for app data, if you're on an iPhone or iOS device that has the Metamask mobile wallet installed, that if you have iCloud backup enabled, it will include your password encrypted Metamask vault. Yikes. So iCloud just swept up everybody's Metamask vaults, and that can mean stolen funds depending on whether or not your password is very secure or whether or not you reuse passwords and you're failing to use a password manager like Bitwarden, which we're huge fans of at mineyour.biz. I used LastPass for years, and then the moment I discovered Bitwarden, I dropped it like a bad habit because Bitwarden is free, open source, and something you can host by yourself. Totally sovereign. Generate strong passwords, not reuse passwords, manage all your passwords. I'm using it right now, in fact, to migrate from Google Suite, G Suite, over to entirely self-hosted services. So I have to go and track which of my services I've used my Google accounts to log in with so I can go and make those changes manually. It's becoming kind of a nightmare, right? I would say I'm pulling my hair out, but you know, I already took care of that a couple years ago. So anyway, point is, you should be using a password manager and you should not be using iCloud. Frankly, in my opinion, you know, my humble opinion, you shouldn't even be using iPhones. You should be using a security hardened device. You don't have to get it from me, but you should be using a security hardened device running de-Googled Android. That's my take on it. There is no middle ground. There's no way to remain as safe as you could be in situations like this unless you're running de-Googled devices, whether it's Linux or it is an AOSP build of Android. All right, moving on. Nvidia. This is some news out of WCCF Tech, and it's kind of funny because this was reframed on a crypto media outlet as something that would be helpful for miners. Kind of funny. There's been an exploit, or rather a hack, or good tuning numbers for the RTX 3090 Ti specifically. And it turns it into a high-efficiency king, they call it, that beats out the AMD 6900 XT in games at 300 watts, meaning that once you've finally undervolted and overclocked correctly, tuned correctly, your RTX 3090 Ti, that you'll get superior frame rates and superior efficiency than the top-of-the-line AMD offering, and that's going to play out really well in your mining too. But, well, here at mineyour.biz, of course, you know, we know how to get to the bottom of that. Let's at least check out what's happening over on whattomine.com. And apparently whattomine.com already shows that for the top score for the RTX 3090 Ti on Ethereum mining, it's already been tuned. It already indicates that it's been tuned to about 330 watts at its peak usage there. So I think, you know, I could be wrong on this one. I think miners were ahead of you, gamers. I think they were. And I think we always are, because I think we always will be, because there's a financial incentive. So maybe step off, maybe just recognize that miners are the kings of efficiency. We have to be efficient, otherwise we don't get paid. And yeah, whatever. You're consuming 500 watts on these cards to do what? Just to for the heck of it, to be carbon hogs, to be electricity hogs, to be extremely inefficient, to burn Mother Gaia with your pointless activities. and not go socialize and, meet women? That was unfair. That was unfair. Some of you are married, but most of you aren't. Let's be real. All right. GPU, I'm hitting below the belt, guys. You got me a little spicy takes from Seth today. All right, look at our GPU portfolio. We've got Flux at the top of the list. Awesome to see a couple of those green candle days. Of course, what's happening with Bitcoin is affecting the rest of the markets. Won't take you too long past our typical running length for the news style of the show. But let's take a look at the 7-day. In 7-day, we got Equilibria in the #1 spot. And also for a long-term hodl strategy, the PNL is good for Equilibria. So I'm very shocked by that. I didn't think it would be the case. I've got to take a closer look at what they're actually doing. I've been saying that for months. I just haven't seen strong incentive because I'm not seeing many partnerships come out of it, if that makes sense. Some of the other projects that we take a look at, there are partnerships that, to speak of, then that actually have materialized, and I haven't seen that with Equilibria yet, but it's clearly held its value over that long-term hodl. Conflux in the #2 spot, but not a good long-term hodl. Etho protocol back kind of in profit, but looking like very high frequency swings there. Not sure what to make of that. And then Mimblewimble coin in that very pitiful fifth place, just huge spike down last later in a week ago. Man, my brain just broke. I couldn't think of the words to describe it. There you go. That's a massive spike about a week ago. Haven in the #4 spot, also up 13%, but still down pretty bad from its all-time high or from our acquisition point. Still at about $4.22. Hey, look at that. It might actually be 420 on 420. It might actually be 422 on 422. Imagine that. But Haven, I think, is still probably not that bad. Some people are calling for like a massive run up to $20 or $30, surpassing previous all-time high. I'm not seeing that either, guys. Straight up. Haven has broken a couple of times in a very serious way, and it's got a long road ahead of it to regain the confidence of the investor base in order to reach that all-time high. It needs to have the adoption, and yes, being included on Thorchain is a very good step in the right direction, solid step in the right direction, but the offshore model with the algorithmic stablecoins built into Haven, I don't think are enough right now. I think that it's not irrational exuberance to be excited by what they're building, but I just don't think that it is. I don't think it's going to be a fast track back to profitability with Haven. I think it is a long-term hodl. I think that's just how it's going to be. So yeah, my take on it, guys. Take it with a grain of salt. But moving down the list, guys, the stuff that is the top P&L in our portfolio is not necessarily the highest run-up for the week, except for Equilibria. It's done quite well. But let's compare that to the IBC Gang. Last 7 days, we've had really strong performance from Sentinel and Thorchain and Terra in that order, but Sentinel in particular has really come back in a big way. 7 days ago, roughly 6-7 days ago, it had this massive run up, but it's held pretty strong support at that newer high level, right? So a higher low than before throughout the last 7 days. Thorchain, obviously a very different pattern. Lots of decoupling from Bitcoin in a couple of these charts, though. But then with Thorchain, Terra, and others, it is more obviously coupled, linked rather to other assets in the cryptocurrency markets that are performing with roughly this same curve. I think we're not going to be shocked to take a look at Bitcoin and see a very similar arc. In that top 5 also, though, I see Akash Network and just wanted to give you an update. Both Greg Osuri and Daniel Keller of the Akash and Flux networks, respectively, have reached out to me, and we are on to get some sort of a public event going. I'm so excited about it, guys. I can't wait. I think it's extremely important for us to do this, right? For us to steady the ship, because a rising tide lifts all of the vessels in the good, I was about to mix metaphors. I was kind of, that really wasn't going anywhere. But the point is, I think it's a very good thing for us to do this, okay? We need to get more people brought to the table, talking openly, sharing their wins, sharing their learnings, sharing their opportunities, and helping the overall ecosystem to get better. And personally, while I'm a huge fan of proof of work and I'm a huge fan of IBC, I don't think that they have to be at odds, right? We've found some crossover in projects such as Cadena, and guess what? Cadena is extremely friendly with Flux. So yeah, I think we need to get over some of that stuff, bury the hatchet, as it were, and we need to have these conversations, guys. We need to make them public. We cannot keep having the IBC gang talk to the IBC gang and have just the proof of work gang talk to the what will soon become the former Ethereum miners. That's my take on it today, guys. We're going on almost 20 minutes. Appreciate you watching to the end of today's video. Tell me what you think about all the headlines that we covered in today's video. Are you excited? Are you bullish? Are you bearish? And what do you think of that release from the Blockchain Association with response to the SEC's call or request for comments. Let me know in the comments section here. Love your face. Remember to stay private and mind your biz. Thanks for watching all the way to the end of the video. Remember to check out mineyour.biz, where you can sign up for Mine Your Biz Insiders, our occasional newsletter where we don't spam you, but we do send out occasional important information, including flash sales and important deals on privacy-preserving technology. This is one of the ways that we can talk to you without censorship and without the oversight of third-party media platforms. You can also check out the new Mine Your Biz phone, as well as merch or sign up to become an affiliate for anything sold directly on the mineyour.biz website. You can earn a percentage of anything that we sell. Thanks for watching all the way to the end of the video. You're the reason I make this media. I love your face. Remember to stay private and mind your biz.